It seems October came with the holidays. Just recently, we celebrated October 1st, which was marked on a weekday. Same today, we are celebrating our Muslim brothers and sisters today. Yeah, I don't know what it's called. I don't want to murder the name, but happy celebrations to our Muslim brothers and sisters. You are welcome to Fuse Unbothered, brought to you by Upfront and Personal. My name is Madichi. I'm not here in the studio alone. Unfortunately, the gang is not here, but I have two beautiful, stunning, gorgeous looking young women in the building. How are you guys doing?
Hi, we're doing great.
I'm great. You guys look beautiful.
You too. Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
So this is Fuse Unbothered. Don't forget, we talk about everything and anything trending from around the globe. I'm going to go on a quick break before I reveal who my guests are, so stay tuned.
I used to care for the world's opinion.
Next.
I used to fear their rejection. I used to beg for validation. And I used to wait to be seen. But the fire that burned in me was hotter. And the passion that lived in me had a voice of its own. So I stopped waiting and started to act. I stopped fearing and started to live. And when they thought I'd fail, I stepped into my power.
Because my time is now.
Amstel Malta, be your best.
Fuse Unbothered.
So ladies, how are you doing? I think I should just do the introduction. I have with me two beauty queens. It's the classic.
We're three beauty queens here.
Oh, three, really?
Yeah, including you.
Oh, wow. That was good. Wow, thank you so much. All right, so I have Ozude, please. I'm Igbo, but I'm surprised I can't pronounce this. Ozude Yvonne Zar. Did I try?
Yeah, you did.
What state are you from, though?
I'm from Enugu State.
Okay, Enugu State. And I have Farida oh God. She's actually from Kenya. And she is Miss Tourism Africa. Yvonne is actually fresh runner of Miss Tourism Africa. Just concluded the very first of its kind. Mm-hmm. How do you guys feel? Let me start with you, Yvonne. How do you feel being called the very first runner of Miss Tourism Africa?
It feels amazing, to be honest. It feels very good. You know how I put emphasis on the good.
I know.
Yeah, it just feels amazing in general.
So did you know you were going to become part of the finalists? Did you know you were going to be part of the final five? Was it five?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say I knew, I kind of expected it because I put in the work. Yeah, so I expected.
I think you had about 34, 40 ladies.
Countries, we had like 15 countries at
final,
first.
Okay.
Yeah, we had like 15 countries. Yeah, so
just 15 of you contested.
Yeah.
Wow. Hi, Farida. That's a beautiful name. Sounds Hausa from Nigeria.
Yeah, but the official one is Frida.
Yeah,
Frida, and then now all people play around with it, with Farida and all.
Farida.
Yeah.
All right. So, being Miss Tourism Africa, I know you've participated in all the beauty pageants across, your country. You're currently the Miss Tourism Kenya.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm sure you're used to it. So, did you think you were going to win? Did you see that coming?
Oh, well, going in a competition, you're always going in with a victory mindset. Mm-hmm. But again, you have to put in the work because everyone is coming with their A game. Everyone is ready. Everyone is prepared. So you can't just sit back and relax. You really need to work because you really need to show and prove yourself. And then the organization, Miss Tourism Africa, what it stands for, it really needs people to get empowered. So you really need to put in the work. And it felt nice getting to win, but then again, all the queens are really empowered, ready to work and promote tourism across Africa, and we all have our different, of course, projects. So yeah,
true. So Yvonne, to you, growing up, some of us wanted to become doctors, bankers, farmers, lawyers, and all, right?
Yeah.
But you are a medical student. How? How did it happen?
how did medical
What's the
students...
transition? Are you still practicing medicine?
No, there's no transition. There's just
Okay.
a balance between, the both worlds. I just feel I know how to multitask, and I know, I just try to set my priorities right. If I have to do this, if I have to be in school, I'll be in school. If I have to be here, I'll be here. So that's basically...
So I know, as an Igbo young lady, especially from Enugu State, our fathers are really strong. You must finish school, you must practice this. You can't just say you want to become a beauty queen. How was the reception from your family?
So at first, my dad wasn't the kind to let me do things. It was my mom. My mom has always been supportive. But then I think along the line, he realized that, the world is changing. And then, I have older siblings that started, doing other things aside what they actually studying in school. So he just, he had to. He just had to.
And I can imagine his reaction now that you met professional. So Farida, aside being a beauty queen, you're also a journalist, you're an advocate for environment, climate change and all that.
Yeah.
How did you decide that that's what you want to do, especially for the girl child?
Yeah.
An advocate for the girl child, especially coming from someone who has witnessed it, you've seen this firsthand from your country. Now that you have the platform, what do you intend to do with it?
Well, just as my fellow beauty queen said, it's about finding the balance, and then you come to realize that you find most of the things you're doing are quite aligned. For example, I becoming a journalist and now being in the environment and tourism. It becomes one thing because now I can be an environmental journalist, I can use that voice, and I've always loved telling stories, but now I tell stories and make a difference, I use that voice, to make a difference, to advocate for different things in the community. And it's about now finding that balance, that flow, letting everything flow. You find you're talented in one thing, but you use it for a purpose. It's not just there. So you are a queen, and then what? So you use that voice and platform. Because I came to at first, yes, it was about having fun, the fashion and glam. But then you realize that you're speaking and people are listening to you. So that is exactly the purpose that you have. You're not just a queen; you're a role model, not a model, a role model. Yes, yeah.
Multina, share happiness.
Views unbothered.
All right, so I'm going to ask a very, very interesting question. There was a post recently on social media about a young lady who came out to say, oh, you know what, I'm thankful I don't have kids because if I had one, there'll probably be a distraction. Having children brings distraction. You can't travel wherever it is you want to go. So would you like to eventually have a family someday?
Of course.
And what do you think? How would you react to this conversation?
Everybody, is entitled to their own opinion, whatever they feel. I mean, if she thinks that, children are a major distraction, I think, she shouldn't, have kids.
She shouldn't have one.
Exactly, because I don't know, it's not by force. It's not by force to her. But me, I will have kids. I don't think... I mean, my mom did a lot of other things aside, raising us as children. So I don't think it's...
You want to also have that?
Yeah, I want to have... Yeah, exactly.
So one of the things she also said was having children are selfish. I mean, just bring someone into the world and say, oh, you want the person to leave a legacy. Like you don't have your own life to live. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's quite interesting the fact that we are individuals, and everyone has their own perspectives on lives and on life and everything. And so I think it's a free world. And as women, we've come a long way. And at this point where we are able to make a decision like that, before, some centuries back, you were forced maybe to get married or to have a baby or something like that. But now you are in that position where you are empowered. You can make your own decisions. If I want to get a child
I feel like it's easy for us to say, what if you end up with a spouse who says, you know what, I don't want to have kids, Yvonne. I don't want to have kids.
No, we're going to discuss that before we get married.
Yeah, we get married. We're not going to get married before we get there.
Change. What happens when your spouse calls you and says, you know what, I don't think I want to have kids?
Suddenly.
Yeah. What would be your
I think we'll close that bridge when we get there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's tough. That's really tough.
Yeah.
Because we agreed we're going to have kids before we got married, and then all of a sudden you don't want to have kids.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to have. I don't know. It's my body. Right?
How are you going to have it without him, though?
I don't know. We'll find a way.
That's why I said we cross that bridge when we get there.
All right, guys. It's still Views Unbothered. We are going to go on a quick break. We still have Yvonne, first runner of Miss Tourism Africa, and Farida, Miss Tourism Africa.
I used to care for the world's opinion.
Next.
I used to fear their rejection. I used to beg for validation. And I used to wait to be seen. But the fire that burned in me was hotter. And the passion that lived in me had a voice of its own. So I stopped waiting and started to act. I stopped fearing and started to live. And when they thought I'd fail, I stepped into my power.
Because my time is now.
Amstel Malta, be your best.
Maltina, share happiness.
Views unpotted.
So to you, Farida, being a beauty queen comes with a lot of pressure. We have people saying, oh, we expect her to do this. We expect you to act a certain way. We expect projects to start rolling out. So what should we look out? What should we look out for, basically?
Yeah, so being crowned Miss Tourism Africa is a big responsibility, and the first Miss Tourism Africa is a big responsibility.
Sure.
But one thing I believe about is being true to yourself. You know, if you don't try to be someone else, you just be yourself. What made me stand out is being myself. What made my fellow queen stand out is being herself. So the pressure, you can handle the pressure as long as you're not trying to sell something that's not real. So if I am me, I continue doing what I advocate for. My main project is ecotourism, because this is connected to the environment. I keep saying if we destroy our environment, then we will not have tourism to promote. And then supporting the local communities who are close to the natural areas which we travel to. And so we have a lot lined up, and not just myself, because now we are many beauty queens from across Africa, and our power is that spirit of Africanism. So the projects are going to travel to different countries and do these projects, promote Africa, not only Kenya, not only Nigeria, but Africa to the world, as we are saying at Miss Tourism Africa.
Okay. I want to put you on, thank you very much for that. I want to put you on the spot right now. A lot of people are hearing you say the girl child.
Yeah.
What happens to the boy child?
No, we are moving with them together,
Wow,
you know.
okay.
Yeah, because if we empower the girls only and leave the boys, then we've not made any, we've made 5 and 3 back, you know. So we have, as we're moving with the girls, we're taking the boys with us, you know. But now there's a step we have to really bring the child, because she's been down, the girl. We really have first to boost her up, and then now we get to that point of equity and then equality.
All right. Thank you so much. That was really beautiful.
Thank you.
Yvonne, let's hear from you. What are some of the things we should be looking out for?
You know, we are going to work together, obviously, because now we're like sister queens. Yes.
Nice.
You
And I'm
know.
happy you're Nigerian as well. I mean, you also came fresh on your country.
Yeah. So basically, like she said, you know, we're going to work together, work with the other queens, and then personally, my own personal, you know, project, because I'm a medical student, you know, and there's this thing called medical tourism, you know, fusing medicine and tourism. So yes, basically all of that. And I have like a couple of underground, you know, work that I'm not actively going to be putting it out right now, because like it's still, you know, in the process.
works,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So
interestingly, Yvonne, you're also an actor, model, medical student. So how do you tend to balance that? I mean, these are very what's the word? Very demanding professions.
Yeah. You know, I've always, you know, been that person to multitask, balance. You know, I've struggled with that a lot, and I've gotten to a point where I'm already used to, you know, living dual lives. Do you understand? Like I said, this week now I've traveled like 2 times. I've gone to school and back, because I'm currently in Ondo State.
Oh,
yeah, I'm
okay.
currently in clinical posting. So I've gone to the hospital, come back.
Wow.
You know, so yeah, I'm just, by the grace of God, because
You must really be smart. I mean, to read medicine.
it's by the because like, you know, there was this, like, because I started acting this year, you know, and then the movie production I was in, the first one I was in, I had to be away from school for a month. You know, and I missed some tests. I went back to school, beg, you know, and then if everybody in school is just reading maybe like 3 times a week, I have to read 5 times. You understand? So it just makes me, you know, sometimes when I'm like not out of school, I try to like read, like even sometimes you'd see me like I was in a production and then I was reading a slide on set and somebody was like, why are you reading? I'm like, you don't understand, because I have to, balance it up, everywhere. So.
All right. So interestingly, Farida is also a journalist, aside being a climate change advocate or environmentalist. So she's going to end the show for Fuse Unbothered today, so look out for that. So what advice would you give to young ladies, aspiring beauty queens like you, who want to also take this part, walk down this path? What advice, especially for those of them who don't have this opportunity?
Okay, so first of all, don't lie to yourself. If it's not going to be, it's not for everybody.
Wow,
that's what people don't understand. It's not. It's not about. It's not about. It's not about being exactly. So just search within yourself. It's something you want to do. Like if you're looking at it because you think, oh, there's like plenty money in it. Sorry, So search within yourself. It's something you want to do. And then just basically look for pageants that align to your goals as a person, pageants that you can work with. And do your research. Don't fall scam, because like there's a lot of nonsense pageants coming up these days and they don't even know what they're doing. So just go for the right ones. Search, do your research, ask questions. Just basically it's
all right. So I'm asking this because there's a story recently of a young lady who is 21 years who says she has never even been in a relationship. She doesn't have confidence. She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know what step to take. She basically doesn't have confidence in herself. Talk more of even entering a relationship. So what advice would you give?
Well, what at
21?
21. I think she's okay. There's no need to rush in this life, And
actually, when you see your mates out there doing great things, and
the pressure is a lot. But as I said, if you remain true to yourself, then it's going to be very manageable. You don't have to be something because someone else is being that thing. You also don't know the story of that person, because everyone has a story. They're not just there, and that is the problem with the youth and our generation. We want instant success. We want instant fame, instant everything. We don't have the patience to wait. So I think this lady is okay. She doesn't have to rush, but of course you need to do more. We are human beings. We are social beings. You need to work on your relationship with others. You need to, if it's learn how to talk to other people and all, so that your future is you're able to meet other people out there. And she can put in some work, although she doesn't need to feel pressured.
All right. Thank you so much. You can go on and on. I really enjoyed you being here, Farida. Thank you so much, Yvonne, for coming as well.
Thank you.
I totally enjoyed the conversation. Did you enjoy being on Fuse Unbothered?
Oh, we did. We did. Yeah.
All right, so this is where we draw the line on Fuse Unbothered today. But before we go, Farida has to end the show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our show. We hope you enjoyed with our Queen Madete, Queen Yvonne Ozude, and Queen Noni Karaoke from Kenya. This is Fuse Unbothered. See you next time.
Well done. Thank you so much. So how can we reach you via social media?
All right, my social media is Noni Karaoke across all platforms.
Yeah,
same. Yvonne Zaaa everywhere.
All right. Thank you so much for staying on. You can join the conversation on YouTube at The Fuse. Follow us on Instagram at Fuse Local. You can find me on all social media platforms at _Medici. Thank you so much, Miss Tourism Africa. Thank you so much, first runner-up, Miss Tourism Africa, Yvonne Farida.
Thank you.
Upfront and personal, world-class business, world-class consultants.